Good time of day, guys. My name is Godzi, and welcome back to another episode of Corpse Party Blood Drive. I should have said another bonus episode. I'm clearly not used to that. Last bonus episode, we completed EX Chapter 1, which was pretty solid, genuinely, as well as EX Chapter 2, which was kinda not. It was whatever. It just wasn't that interesting, and it had some dumb fan service scene which didn't really need to exist, but oh well. We've got presumably 6 more. I have no idea how long they're going to be. I'd assume some are going to be shorter than others, some are going to be longer than others. I mean, because this one was about 20 minutes, this was about 30, 35, so yeah. But yeah, I'm recording this before the last episode even goes up, so if you suggested any wrong ends in the last episode, I have not seen your comments yet because they do not currently exist. So yeah, we'll see. EX Chapter 3. The Unconceding. Alright, who we following? Kizami again, alright. But in the real world, interestingly enough, so this is before the events of the first game. Hey. Oh my god, it's Shimada! Who do you want? You're a real pain in the ass, you know that? Huh? Did you just say what I think you said, you bastard? And always with that smug look on your face. I'll never lose to the likes of you. You hear me? Never! Okay, now we're in school. Despite the oppressive summer heat, there was just something about a momentary breeze blowing through the hallway that always struck me as kinda lonely. The window was open only about 10 centimeters, but with a weather system rolling in, that was more than enough to cool the place down pretty well. I squinted my eyes as I looked outside, enjoying this moment of rest while I could. Oh boy, Shimada lore! Let's go! My name's Kai Shimada. I commute to Byakudan Senior High School by day and model for Men's Buckle by night. Men's Buckle is a men's fashion magazine you can find on the shelf in almost any bookstore. There are a bunch of high schoolers who model for him, but I'm kinda in a class on my own. I'm basically their standalone charisma model. Their monthly sales go up by like 10,000 whenever I'm on the cover, naturally. Needless to say, I ain't got no problems with women, and I ain't got no problems with money. Plus, I'm strong in fights, so I guess you could say I'm like Mr. Perfect, a real Renaissance man. But even an Adonis like me ain't got it that easy. There's one guy who just pushes my buttons every time I see him. And that guy is none other than... Suddenly, I fell forward as if I'd been shoved from behind. Ah! Did I just walk into something? Fucker acknowledged what he did, but just barely. He didn't even slow down. He just kept on walking, like he'd bumped a potted plant in passing. Ow! Hey, hold up, you bastard! It actually did hurt. It hurt a lot. I yelled after him at the top of my lungs, but he either didn't notice or he didn't care, and whichever it was, it pissed me off. Damn it! His name is Kizami. He's way bigger than he has any right to be, and I wouldn't hesitate to call him my mortal enemy. I've called him out time and time again, but got beat on every occasion. To date, he's the only dude I've never actually been able to win against. Guess you just can't win when you're fighting someone with no standards. Or so I like to tell myself. But there are only so many times a guy can be humiliated before he's just gotta win. And I don't care what kind of underhanded tactics I gotta use. I plan on making him kneel before me. In order to guarantee my victory, though, I'm gonna need to dig up some dirt on him. Okay. I considered my options as I entered the stairwell. 2 classmates of mine were there, Ryosuke Katayama and Tomohiro Okawa. They were talking video games, which was nothing new. Hello. Hi, it's me who died in the first 5 minutes. Oh, hello, Kai Shimada, who died in the first 10 minutes. What type is your Tapimon again? A fire type that's weak to water. What about yours, Ryosuke? Okay, they're talking Pokemon. Exact same. Man, doesn't anybody around here have any ground types? Weak. What he's weak to. That's it! All I gotta do is exploit his weakness. He's gotta have one! But, wait, what type is he? I thought about it for a moment, but then decided, what the hell did it matter? And I began to laugh like a maniac. Huh? What the? I can win! I can beat him! This time I'll beat the shit out of him for sure! Katayama and Okawa looked at me like I was a dancing skeleton or something. But what the fuck did I care what they thought of me? I was feeling great. That was Shimada, right? I'll never understand that boy. And so I set off to find that deadpan douche's weakness. Gaia has whispered in my ear that victory is at hand. Male student. Come on, hurry it up! We're gonna lose our spots if we don't get there right away! So stop being such a slow eater! How about you stop complaining and just pick up the pace? Gah! That hurt! Who the hell? He looked like he was going to flip out, but as soon as he saw me, he calmed down real quick. Now he was probably asking himself, why wasn't I watching where I was going? A cold chill ran down his back, and all I had to do was glare at him. He shriveled back. Shima! The fuck's your deal? Bumping into somebody without even so much as an apology? You've got some balls, kid! I grabbed him by the front of his shirt and tilted my head toward him, staring him down through the corners of my eyes. No, I was just in a hurry, that's all. Oh, so if you're in a hurry, you don't need to apologize for bumping into someone. I learned something new today. Does that mean if I beat the shit out of you and say I was in a hurry, I don't need to apologize for it? And then more people are coming, I'm guessing. Everywhere you look, it's all people acting like bitches. That's why I always hated coming here during the day. Nothing but yokels getting worked up over fuck all. Man, I'm beat. That shoot ran way too long last night. Can't believe I missed the last train. Feels like I didn't get any sleep at all. I'm so fucking tired. Huh? As I lazily stumbled through the hall, I came upon 3 girls who were laughing and talking and just yucking it up and blocking the way. Let me guess. They didn't seem to notice me, though. Oh, no. They are randoms. Okay, I thought it'd be Mitsuki, Toko, and Emi, but I guess not. That's Shimada. Not only does he model, but he's just got that cool cat style in general, you know? Huh? But he fools around all the time. Makes him kind of creepy if you ask me. I heard he's mistreated some of his girlfriends pretty badly, too. I'm totally a Kizami girl myself. He's smart, tall, and way more mature than any of the other guys around here. Right on, sister. He doesn't say a whole lot, but that's actually part of his charm. Yeah, I'm right there with you. If someone asked me to choose between Kizami or Shimada, I'd be Kizami all the way. What? But didn't you just call Shimada a cool cat? Not as a person, I meant in terms of looks. I could never go out with a narcissist like that. I can't even imagine someone getting seriously into him. You're so mean. Wouldn't it be kind of cool, though, if he got into a relationship and it turned out the girl was just using him? Aw, now that is super mean. He would do so much better if he never opened his mouth, though. He should just shut up and look good, and then everything would be a-okay. For serious, Shimada's a real bad egg, stinky as they come. hearing every word of this, you bitches! Eek! Don't be talking up your shit here, you filthy whores! Wow, he's scary. Watch your mouth! That's why everybody hates... Huh? You talking back to me, you twiggy little shit? Who's everybody? Come on, out with it! Let's go, okay? Okay. Why is somebody like that in Byakudan in the first place? The girls took off, faster than they'd probably ever run before in their lives. I put my phone in my pocket for some reason. I was like, where is my phone? Hemph. Damned pussies. Ah, I'm super fucking pissed off now. Byakudan Senior High School. After the war, in an effort to help push internationalization and economic growth, an educational institution was built here as a sister school to Valtane Academy in Austria. Okay. Initially, it was an all-boys school strictly attended by sons of affluent families, but it's since gone co-ed and relaxed its hoity-toity acceptance requirements. Thanks to its history and enduring reputation, though, it's still largely a den of well-behaved goody two-shoeses. So I'm kind of the odd man out in a way, and that's fine by me. Alright, let's see what I can dig up. Oh, an actual choice, shit. Student council room, I guess. Run into Fukuroi, naturally. Yep. Mitsuki, did the budget application from the Rakugo-style comedy research club come in yet? Not yet. If they don't submit it soon, there's going to be hell to pay. No kidding. I should have a word with them. I turned back to my monitor and continued typing. This work wasn't going to do itself. Oh, we're switching perspectives. Meanwhile, okay, we're in Fukuroi's perspective. Mitsuki was busily checking each of the thick file folders on each of the document shelves, and she wasn't missing a beat either. Their club president is always so slow, and he's always making excuses about it. That's fitting, I suppose. Anyone who does Rakugo has to be a master of speech in order to pull it off. Mitsuki stopped what she was doing at this, and just stared at me. I could feel her eyes burning into my head, so I stopped what I was doing as well and stared back at her. What is that fucking expression, though? What is it? I was just thinking, if you told me you did Rakugo yourself, I don't think I'd be the least bit surprised. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for coming out. You know, when the times change, a lot of other things change with them. They say songs reflect the era, and the era shifts as popular music shifts. But when I see a girl I thought was cute back in the day walking down the road with her granddaughter, all I can think is, who cares about the music? How did I get so old? Oh, he's doing Rakugo. I was like, who knocked? What? Why? What kind of image do you have of me? I just think you'd look good in a kimono, that's all. Huh? What? Is there something wrong with that? I tried to play it off. I didn't really want to deal with whatever implications there may have been here, if there were any at all. Oh, I see. Alright then. You also strike me as kind of a father figure in a way. Jesus Christ, you're destroying the poor guy. A father figure? Fukuroi. Hello? Is something wrong? Mitsuki waved her hand back and forth in front of my face. I'm a father figure. Well, you're really level-headed for a high school student, and you're always either reading or doing crossword puzzles in your spare time. Those are traits you find more often in someone's dad commuting to work than you do in a high school student, don't you think? That may be true, but Mitsuki, do I truly come across to you like such an old man? Have you heard your voice? That's what I've been trying to tell you. Dun dun dun. So, that's it then. That's how it is. Just kidding. Huh? You may have the hobbies of a middle-aged man, but you're a wonderfully caring and reliable high school student council president where it counts. Mitsuki. Thank goodness. If I became the class dad, I don't know how I'd be able to live with myself. Wait. Actually, if I may ask, has anything bad happened to you recently? Huh? Not that I can think of. Why? Well, it's probably nothing, but you just seem depressed lately from time to time. Out of sorts, I suppose. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine, but if you ever do want to talk about anything, I hope you know I'm here for you. Thank you, Fukuroi. That's what I mean about you being wonderfully caring. Well, I am your father, after all. And that's what I like about you. Mitsuki? You know, Mitsuki, Hey! Fukuroi! Got something to ask you. Oh, and you're here too, Yamamoto? Oh, that's him. Oh, and you're here too, Yamamoto? Perfect. I need... hey, what's wrong? As if he weren't distasteful enough to begin with, interrupting this tender moment with Mitsuki certainly did nothing to endear him to me. Ugh! Kai, you know! It's got you in such a pissy mood. Actually, scratch that, I don't care. I need to ask you something. What is it? I'm actually thinking of inviting Kizami to hang out. But I want to know what sort of things he doesn't like so I can avoid him. Something Kizami dislikes? Let's see. I can't say I know of a single thing off the top of my head. I guess when he had to help out Kurosaki with his part-time job, he looked rather unsettled. Part-time job, huh? What kind of job was it? It was at Tenjin Highland's Frightful Labyrinth School, if I recall. I believe he was... Wait just a minute here. Shimada, you've got a serious grudge against Kizami, right? And now you're inviting him to hang out. Something smells real fishy here. I heard that! Caught you red-handed, didn't I? I didn't say nothing. You made a noise. I bet you're planning to set him up again, aren't you? Now, Mitsuki, let's not get too carried away. That's right, Yamamoto. It'll give you wrinkles on that perfect forehead. Which'll do no favors to your beautiful face. Though I do still love the way you look when you're angry. Shimada sneaked a quick kiss on Mitsuki's left cheek. This man, I don't understand him. Shoot! Ah! What are you doing? What are you doing? That's enough, Fukuroi. Shimada then flashed Mitsuki a smirk and turned heel. About time I was on my way. Laters. Wait, Kai, hold. You are so not getting away. Calm down, Mitsuki. Drop the chair. Drop the chair. Okay. I heard Mitsuki's fury erupting from behind the door, but paid it no heed and just walked out of the student council room. I got what I came for. Mr. Frightful Labyrinth. Alright, good to go. Now I just gotta confront. Speak of the devil. Squinting my eyes, I could just make out Kizami walking a little ways ahead of me. Ha ha ha! Guess this is my lucky day. Yo, hey, Mr. Emo! Going home by yourself again? How sad. Hey, listen to me when I'm talking to you. Are you deaf? Stop, Kizami! He was completely ignoring me, but I was bound and determined to get his attention. I started yelling at the top of my lungs. I'm not yelling that loud. Oh, okay. Finally, the usually expressionless Kizami turned around, and he actually looked annoyed as hell with me. Good. What do you want? Don't be sighing when you're looking at someone. When I got prey in my sights, I'm not the kind of guy who lets it get away. So it's your own damned fault for ignoring me the first time. Am I your prey then? You see anyone else here, pretty boy? Oh-ho. I'm different today, Kizami. I'm ready for you. Let's settle this. Right here and right now. I stand alone, beaten by the cold wind. And that's the way I like it. It's perfect. I'm perfect. And you're gonna regret you ever crossed me. Hey, what do you want? You're a real pain in the ass, you know that? Huh? Did you just say what I think you said, you bastard? And always with that smug look on your face. I'll never lose to the likes of you. You hear me? Never. What is this? I'm always gonna be alone, huh? Well, that's fine. As long as I'm always on top. As long as I never lose to anybody else. Not anybody! Hey, we're pretty similar. Damn, right? I'm similar to everyone. I try to be relatable. Hashtag relatable Kizami. Hey! Hello? Yo, you listening, Kizami? Is that so? Is that so? Fuck you! The hell are you laughing at? Don't you be making a fool out of me, you jackass! It's not my intention to make a fool of you. Huh? I don't get you, man. You think you can always just play it cool and people like me will look the other way? Eat some of this! Once upon a time, there were 3 young boys who snuck into a deserted house. What's this all about now? Just shut up and listen! The house had a thatched roof and had been totally empty for decades. The floors were all patched up with boards, the walls were in shambles, and there was tons of dust on top of the scattered, broken furniture the former owners had left behind. Once they got inside, the kids split up. One went to the kitchen, while another went to the bedroom. And the third went to go check out an old shogi board he'd seen in the living room. I'm getting a drink of water. Un momento. Alright, that's a little better. He quietly swept off all the dust from the board with his sleeve. And that's when he noticed the red and black spots all over it. They were bloodstains. He gasped. His pulse was racing and his breathing turned erratic. He couldn't look at it anymore. He averted his eyes, looking up instead, where he saw a rope hanging from a ceiling beam, with a loop tied into the end that hung down. This made him weak in the knees, and he couldn't bear to look at it anymore. So he averted his eyes again, this time looking down. And how had he missed this before? There, right beneath his field of vision, lay a rusty knife with red and black stains on the blade. He screamed, absolutely terrified, and his friends quickly ran into the room to see what was the matter. It didn't take them nearly as long to notice the bloody shogi board, the noose, and the rusty, blood-covered knife, at which point they all froze in fear too. After a few moments in stunned silence, a creaking sound resonated from somewhere above their heads. The 3 of them looked up in unison, all terrified. The rope hanging from the ceiling began moving on its own, spinning in a wide, circular motion. For a second, their minds all went blank. Then they just all scrambled at once to get the hell out of there, tripping over anything and everything that stood between them and the door. Safely outside, they thought they were finally out of the woods. But then, crash! The deserted old house made an awful sound and collapsed in on itself before their eyes. They were shaking hard by this point, and they were all like, "Let's get far away from here, now!" But just as they turned to leave, they heard one last sound come from the ruins of the old house. It was the sound of that old reap, creaking, creaking as it swung. And it was otherworldly, so it was creepy as fuck. I see. That's it? You're not scared? Come on, dude, freak out. You seem to be easily amused. Oh, stop it! Shit, this isn't working at all. I have no choice, I've gotta fall back. You win this round, but I'll be back, you hear me? Don't you dare think you've seen the last of me. And with that, off I went. Okay. Damn. This is a long fucking chapter, wow. Yesterday was a huge pain in the ass. Does this guy even have a weakness, or is he, like, totally infallible? No, there has to be something that bothers him. It's impossible for there not to be. And I need to settle the score. Depressed and determined, I went to the student council room again. Anybody home? And of course, when I opened the door, who should I see but Kizami? He'd placed a chair by the window and had his eyes closed, but for some reason, his forehead was all scrunched up, like he was trying to think of something. When I called out, Kizami opened his eyes and gave me a sharp glare. It was actually kinda intimidating, though I'd never say that to his face. Nonetheless, I backed off a little. The hell? You wanna go, huh? Kai, how many times have I told you not to stir up trouble in the student council room? Oh, hey, huh? Why's the door open? Whoa! Did I come at a bad time or something? We all turned our attention toward Kurosaki. No, Kurosaki. You came at just the right moment. Seriously? Sure seems like bad timing to me. There's totally a chill in the air here. It's from those two. Hey, don't talk about us like we're plagued or something. So, Kurosaki, what can I help you with? Oh yeah. I thought maybe we could all try some of this together. Is that? Yep, the infamous R2 yakisoba bread. It's usually sold out, but I managed to get my hands on some today. And I was thinking it might be fun for us to try our luck. R2 yakisoba bread. It was actually written like R squared and stood for Russian roulette. They were small bread bites covered in fried soba noodles. Only a few packs were produced each day, and for every 20 pieces, 5 of them at random were secretly infused with red hot chili sauce. Strangely, this made it a real hit item. Isn't that supposed to be kind of dangerous, though? Like, to the extent that people have actually passed out from it? Those are just silly rumors. If they were really capable of knocking people out, they would have stopped selling it a long time ago, don't you think? That is true. Oh, but you're not good with these, are you, Kizami? Huh? So I guess it'll be me, Fukuroi, and Shimada. Ah, no way! You've got to get in on this too, Kizami. R2's super rare, after all. You can't not eat it when you got it. Shimada's gonna fucking get them, obviously. The spicy ones. Ooh, I know. Since we've got this rare opportunity, how about we continue what we started last night? You and me. You're not gonna back down from a challenge, are you? You're certainly persistent. You're damn straight I am, you fuck! I ain't about to go down a loser. I'm nobody's bitch. We're gonna settle the score right here, once and for all, with this R2 yakisoba bread. This voice is so hard on me, I swear. I almost never do it. It's just like a harsher version of the voice I used for like Yoshiki, and I used it for Fret too. So I'm not used to this. But it'd be kind of boring to just try our luck and be done with it. What do you say we put something on the line? If you win, let's see, how about I give you the cover spread on the next issue of Men's Buckle? But if you lose, you're gonna bow before me and admit you're a loser. Alright, I accept those terms. What? Hey, Kizami! Kurosaki, hand it over. Ugh. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Kurosaki, Kizami, Fukuroi, and I each took a piece of bread from the wrapper. Y'all ready? You bet! Just say the word. Why do I have to be a part of this again? On 3. 1, 2, jump. Oh! Looks like Shimada hit the jackpot. Are you alright, Kai? That was one of the chili pieces, alright. I did my best to hold in my screams, but there was only so much I could do. Something had to give. It was tough not spitting it out, but I had to show these shitheads that I could handle a little spice. It's probably about as spicy as, like, Popeye's chicken. Someone else is gonna get it, like, fucking Fukuroi's gonna get it or something. He's gonna be like, oh, it's not that spicy. You brought this on yourself, you know? Here, drink some tea. I snatched the bottle from Kurosaki and chugged it down wholesale. Shimada, you're all teary-eyed. You okay? I'm not crying. Really? But your eyes. I said I'm not crying! Alright already. No need for the blown casket. Looks like I win. But I have to be the only one to get a hot piece, damn it! All my sources said there'd be extra noodles on the ones with the chili sauce. Was that all just smoke up my ass? As I continued to mull over where I went wrong, Kurosaki got this concerned look on his face. He was staring at Kizami, who'd suddenly gone real still. Hey, you alright, Kizami? Why wouldn't I be? Well, you're bothered by parsley, right? See, this is what happens when you push yourself. You don't look so hot. Parsley? Crap. Kurosaki cupped his hands over his mouth, and Kizami shot him a hell of a glare. So that's it! Your weakness is parsley! Parsley! That's so lame. I may have taken some blows from the chili sauce, but you took some heavy hits yourself from the parsley. So I say this match is a draw. That's absurd. What's absurd about it, you bastard? I don't lose. I can't. It's not possible. A phone? Ah! Damn it, not now. Yeah? Yeah. Sure, I can. Okay, see you soon. What was that? You have work? Yeah, I'm getting called in for some gig that just came up. So I guess we'll have to settle this another day. That's not how it works. Withdrawing from the challenge is tantamount to losing. Huh? No fucking way. If it's from third-party interference, it don't count. So any loss on my part is null and void. I can't help it if I'm busy. I'm popular. And I'm also out of here. No matter how much work you've got, Kai, just don't push yourself too hard. Remember, you're a student first. Yeah, I got it. Speaking of, if there's anything in the wings, Mr. President, I'll be sure to follow up. But for now, I'm off. Later. Loser. Eh? The hell you just say? Well, here we go again. Kizami can be a real sore loser. You too. If you're going to fight, take it outside. Fukuroi was basically face-palming, but me, I was ready to rip Kizami a new one. You really boil my mood, you motherfucker! Oh, blood. I just want to puke when I see your face. I could say the same to you. You're a mongrel. All bark, no bite. You little... Who the fuck you calling a mongrel? Can't let you get away with that shit. I don't give a fuck if you cry like a punk-ass bitch. You're mine! All I hear is barking. I'll show you barking, you bastard! Let's go, one more time! Fine, I'll be happy to show you which of us is stronger. You're on! You're going down! I'm gonna beat the shit out of you, you brain-dead fucker! Hey, Kurosaki! Go buy us some egg bread! What? Me? Hi, Toko. Hey! Did you see this month's issue of Men's Buckle? I knew this was coming. Huh? No, not yet. Why? I saw this when I was walking past the bookstore yesterday. Ta-da! Yuya's on the cover. Isn't that amazing? What? Why Kizami? Oh, I can answer that. For whatever reason, Shimada and Yuya wanted to test their luck, or to be more accurate, they, along with Masato and Kensuke, decided to take the R2 Yakisoba Bread Challenge. But when they couldn't agree on a victor, Yuya and Shimada had an egg bread speed eating contest. And as usual, Shimada bowed out early. The difference is, this time around, they put something on the line. The right to be the cover model for this month's issue of Men's Buckle. That does sound like Shimada. I could easily see him making a wager like that without thinking it through. He never thinks anything through. But I have to admit, I'm really grateful for it this time. Thank you, Shimada! Kind of surprising the publisher would allow someone with no modeling experience to be their cover model, though. Well, he is Byakudan's most well-rounded man. Damn, this is still going? His cover shop brought sales up over 30,000 copies, apparently. Was the sky always this big and blue? Honestly, I never expected he'd actually be able to join me for the shoot after I lost the bet. But both the editor and the cameraman gave the okay without a second thought. I mean, fuck! What is he? This sucks. Wait just a minute. I'm the charisma model here. I ain't got time to sulk. I won't lose to that dipwad. No way, no how. In fact, the battle's only just begun. I have Gaia on my side. Next time I'll have him begging for mercy. You better be ready for me, Kizami. Okay, chapter end music. Ryosuke, did you just hear a thoroughly disturbing laugh? I sure did. Never a dull moment with Shimada around, is there? Just another peaceful day here at Byakudan. How long will that last? That was fun. That was good fun. I'm okay with that. That was good. That was chill. I like the kind of funny shit, you know? Soulful testimony for Manabu Sakamaki, and Seiko Yoshida, and Haruko Tomatsu, and Satomi Moriya, and Tsubasa Yonaga, and Taira Kikumoto. New encyclopedia stuff, Emi Urabe, Tomohiro Okawa, Ryosuke Katayama, Yuya Kizami, Toko Kirisaki, Kensuke Kurosaki, Kai Shimada, Masato Fukuroi, Mitsuki Yamamoto. Alright. That was fun. I enjoyed that a lot. Alright, let's go to chapter 4 then. Memories like beautiful dreams. Alright, who's this gonna follow? Hot guess based on this title, Aiko. Yep! Okay, this is happening during the game. Is it going to show how she got away from Inomaru? Through my hazy vision, all I could see was a red pair of eyes, cutting through the darkness like flames. I could barely breathe, and I kept drifting in and out of consciousness. Water. Nice. I wonder why. Why, at a time like this, would that sticker photo I kept on my desk be the first thing to pop into my mind? I know they say your life flashes before your eyes, before you die, but this was only a single page from my past, albeit a very dear one. That day was almost like a dream. I could hear their laughter in the back of my head. The sky was a beautiful crimson-purple fusion, and the sweetness of that cake from the cafe was still on my tongue as we entered the photo booth. How did things wind up like this? Did I do something wrong? And if so, When? And where? Somehow, the answers to these questions seemed less interesting to me by the moment as events from my past replayed themselves within me. It was like I'd gone back in time. Oh, okay, flashback. And then all of a sudden, the sound of a door being thrown open brought me back to my senses. Oh, okay. Sayaka! I come bearing gifts, Sayaka! Sorry to keep you waiting. Were you lonely? Were you crying because you didn't know when I'd be back? Quiet, Inamaru. Dear little Naho is sleeping, and we wouldn't want to wake her now, would we? Oof! I'd heard every word and raised my head to survey the situation. Though I first regained my focus by staring at the clock above the blackboard, which slowly registered in my newly awakened mind as indicating it was now 4 o'clock. I feel like I overslept. I must have been exhausted from working on that draft late into the night, but with the deadline fast approaching, I had little other choice. I also must have been out for a really long time, as I had absolutely no memories of anything from 6th period. I looked around me, but the only other people in the room were Sayaka and Inumaru. Are we in Naho's perspective then? Why? Sorry, Naho! Did we wake you? It's okay for you to go back to sleep if you want. Sayaka seemed to have noticed I'd woken up, and was running over to check on me, but I just shook my head, first to indicate no, then much harder to shake off the drowsiness. I'm fine. Please don't tell me you've been waiting for me to wake up, though. If so, I'm really sorry to keep you so long. Don't apologize, Naho. Aw, you know there's no such thing as bad blood between us bestest buds. Sayaka flashed me an overzealous, forced smile, which I returned, though mine was quite natural. Hers probably was too, actually, though I couldn't say for sure. Either way, it was super cute. So, Inamaru, where is it? Did you get it? The tone in her voice changed completely. And her smile disappeared too, now that she was addressing Inumaru instead of me. If you should extend your beautiful, delicate hand to me, I would happily answer your questions with all the love in my heart and soul. Such as, how do I love thee? Permit me to count the ways. That's a definite no on that. All I want from you is what I sent you out to get. I can see the embarrassment written plainly on your face. How long must this farce go on before you show me your true colors? Haruyuki Inumaru was our mutual classmate and a childhood friend of Sayaka's. Everything he did for Sayaka. His whole world seemed to revolve around her, and sometimes she'd play along, making his day, but that hadn't happened for a while now. He had the blood of an Izumo priest running through his veins, which gave him a considerable amount of spiritual ability, though he never seemed to like having that brought up. Sayaka, did you ask Inumaru to bring you something? Yeah, snacks! You want some too? I'm good, but here? If you're hungry, you should just eat on the way home. That's what I'd always been taught. Though, actually, we did eat on the way home all the time, so I guess this particular hunger somehow ran deeper. But I'm hungry now, and I can't keep this beast caged up any longer. I want to eat right here. Well, Sayaka, here they are! Inumaru, who'd left the room without our knowledge a few seconds earlier, suddenly burst back in, with a flatbed cart in tow squeaking away. And I could hardly believe what was on it. Ta-da! How's this, Sayaka? I brought you a whole smorgasbord. Boxes and boxes of fatty, sugary, prepackaged foods lined every square inch of the transport. Cakes, waffles, donuts. Oh, and a box from that pretzel shop that recently opened too. Add to that cookies, pies, macaroons, even ice cream. He had all the bases covered for sure. Yay! I look so tasty. Time for a sugar high. To my surprise, Sayaka beelined for one of the boxes, setting in motion what may have been the biggest binge I'd ever seen. Box after box fell before her, many before she even sat down. So sweet. This is heaven! Sayaka was ingesting these fatty, sugary, processed foods at an alarming rate. I'd never seen one person eat so much food she shouldn't in such a short period of time. Sayaka, are you feeling okay? Oh, did you want some too? Help yourself! Everything is simply scrumptious! Were you seriously that hungry? I totally was. I just had a real craving for something sweet. I'm a little worried about all the calories, but what can you do? The stomach wants what it wants. You're not planning to eat all of this, are you? I was legitimately scared by the sheer quantity of sweets still stacked on the cart. I mean, I loved candy as much as the next person, but I was practically getting heartburn just looking at this massive haul. Yeah, of course I'll eat it all. I don't even know how to fucking, like, voice eating noises. I feel like it sounds more gross than anything. Oh, wait, Sayaka, you can't be serious. But I am! Quite an appetite on this one. Just let me know if that's not enough for you, Sayaka, and I'll go get you some more right away. What are you saying, Inumaru? Even if she just eats everything you brought her already, she's going to get fat in no time. That's not a problem, Sayanoki. No matter how plump she may get, Sayaka will always be the cutest. Though I would be glad if I could get my arms all the way around her when I hug her, I suppose. Stop being stupid and bring me that box, Inumaru. As you wish. Oh, would you like me to feed it to you? Here, this macaroon has your name all over it. No, it has your fingerprints all over it, which is gross. You eat it. Yay, Sayaka gave me a snack. Man, poor guy. Inumaru was now holding the macaroon close to his heart, with a joyous expression on his face. I couldn't bear to look at him anymore, so I turned my attention back to Sayaka. I studied her as she continued to engorge herself, trying to determine how someone so typically mild-mannered had wound up in such a state. This was decidedly not normal behavior for her in any way. Something was definitely off. Actually, I am sensing some kind of disturbance. The longer I stared at her, the more I was able to make out a faint shadow wavering just behind her. A spirit? It was a low-level spirit, one that could easily slip by unnoticed if a highly trained observer weren't looking very, very closely. Specifically, it was the spirit of a little girl, and its attachment to Sayaka was quite weak, and wouldn't take a lot of effort to exercise. How careless of me not to notice this presence sooner. I was now fully convinced that Sayaka's superhuman appetite originated from that little girl. There's a spirit attached to you, Sayaka. Sit still, I'll get rid of it. I produced the talisman from my bag and was just about to throw it down, but Sayaka quite aggressively shook her head at the notion. Stop, Naho! She's not a bad spirit! What? I actually feel really bad for her. She was walking home one day, all excited after buying herself some really top-quality candy, when she got hit by a car whose driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, killing her instantly. At the moment of her death, all she wanted was to eat tasty sweets, but since she couldn't fulfill that wish, she couldn't pass on. And for the longest time, she didn't have enough energy to possess anyone, but she finally managed to save enough, and the person she latched onto was me. Are you seriously sympathizing with her? You know you can't do that, Sayaka. Opening your heart to spirits can only lead to trouble. But Naho, you're a girl too. You get where she's coming from, don't you? Imagine if you'd been psyched to eat super nice sweets for a long, long time, and you got them, but then died before you could taste any. That would totally blow, wouldn't it? Well, sure, it would, but still. See? So I'm planning to eat sweets until this little girl is satisfied. It's the least I can do. I mean, just look. Every time I ate something sweet, just look at how happy it makes her. The girl behind Sayaka did seem genuinely pleased every time Sayaka popped something in her mouth. And there wasn't the slightest hint of malevolence from her. If anything, she projected a certain innocence that genuinely made even me kind of sympathize with her. But still, I really don't want to see Sayaka get fat. One of my secret joys was admiring Sayaka's magazine spreads. She always wore the most beautiful clothes, exhibiting a true sense of style and a true understanding of fashion in every photograph. Though I could hardly say that out loud, it was much too embarrassing. Sayaka, no matter how good or pure the spirit, possession never ends well. She really should be exorcised. She's a girl without a single malicious thought in her mind. I'll be fine. Honestly. If a person who's been possessed is covering for the spirit, that makes exorcism much more difficult. Even potentially impossible, low level or no. My hands were more or less tied. Inamaru, can you help me convince Sayaka to go through with the exorcism? Convince her? Why? You don't want Sayaka to continue being possessed, do you? Well, I guess that is a little worrisome, but I'm also really moved by Sayaka's kindness. It takes a big heart to sympathize with the dead. Don't tell me you're okay with what she's doing. Well, it's not an evil spirit, right? And you don't care if Sayaka takes in so many calories that she has to quit modeling? Of course not. If that's what Sayaka wants, then that's what I want too. Our hearts are as one. Guess that's what I get asking you for help. My head began to hurt, and every second I watched Sayaka continue to devour her snacks, I became more and more inclined to stop her. I think this calls for more drastic measures. Sayaka might hate me for this, I thought, but that was a risk I was willing to take. My course of action decided upon, I took my stance and prepared to send that girl along to the ever after. But before I could even begin to chant, an unexpected visitor arrived. Aiko? My, what a wonderful aroma! May I join you? The classroom door was wide open, and there she stood, the infamous Aiko Niwa, wearing a unique combination of kimono and school uniform. She was a self-proclaimed intelligence agent from Class 3-5, and she had a lot of tendencies that I found distasteful. Specifically, she seemed to live for collecting spirit items, and just in general came across as a bit shady and manipulative. Or at least, that's how I'd always seen her. Iho! Mouthful of donuts, Sayaka nonetheless did her best to acknowledge the presence of this new arrival. She wasn't particularly fond of Aiko, however, as the two of them had butt heads previously. But Sayaka had a general love of beautiful girls, and Aiko ranked fairly high on her beauty scale, so she always seemed a little conflicted about that. What are you here for, Aiko? Now, there's no need to speak to me so coldly, Naho. I was just ascending the stairs on my way home when my nose detected a sweet scent and followed it here. Well, lo and behold, I found you! Could this be fate? Aiko, stop trying to seduce Naho! I'm sure you don't know what you're talking about, and I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't make such accusations. Aiko, don't pester Sayaka. I would never. I don't really have the time to be dealing with you right now. Is that so? She tilted her head and examined the cart full of sweets, then compared its size to Sayaka's tiny frame. Well, now, have you been offered a position as a female sumo wrestler? Huh? Sayaka, as a female sumo wrestler? Sayaka seemed confused, and Inamaru seemed disturbingly intrigued. I just ignored them both and let out a huge sigh. Look a little closer, Aiko. Can't you see there's a spirit behind her? Now that you mention it, my, what a thin presence she has. She's possessed Sayaka and is forcing her to eat sweets on her behalf. I want to exorcise her, but Sayaka's not cooperating. So things aren't exactly going well. So that's it then. May I take a closer look at her? Aiko cautiously approached Sayaka and observed the spirit's behavior for a moment. Aiko's passion was the collection of spirit items infused with deep hatred or malice. So if this little girl wound up being a little darker than she seemed, Aiko would undoubtedly snatch her away on the spot. So you're a big fan of sweets, huh? I see. And how do you feel about dying in that accident? You must have a lot of regrets, I'll bet. Have you ever thought about killing or cursing the person who did this to you? Really? Well, have you ever wanted other people to end up the same way you did? Oh, I see. Aiko broke off the conversation shortly after this exchange and walked back toward me with slumped shoulders. It's no use, she won't budge. There's so much potential in becoming a spirit, but this girl just wants to eat delicious candy and she'll be completely satisfied. Can you believe it, Naho? She's saying she holds no grudge, but that can't be possible, right? And even if it is, there's simply no value to be had in spirits like that. Aiko had completely lost interest, and she didn't seem to care that the little girl had heard every word she said. The spirit was on the verge of tears, shrinking back behind Sayaka to distance herself as much as possible from this hostile new presence. If Aiko is that adamant, then I guess the poor thing really doesn't hold any ill will. I told you! I feel really bad for her! Please try to understand, Naho! Munch, munch. Sayaka spoke with a bit of staccato, her lips sticky with apple pie residue. But Sayaka, if you keep eating like that, it's going to catch up with you. You think so? You're not going to let Naho exorcise the ghosts because you feel sorry for her then? Huh? Yeah. I see. So despite how much Naho is hurt by your actions, you're going to side with that spirit? Huh? See, Naho, isn't Sayaka mean? Aiko smiled and sidled up next to me. She was clearly plotting something. She took my hand in hers and wrapped her fingers around it delicately. Let's leave this uncouth girl who has no regard for your feelings and go out on a date, shall we? Ah! No! You can't! Sayaka immediately shot to her feet, knocking over her chair in the process. And just like that, she no longer had the slightest interest in any part of the mountain of candy that laid sprawled out before her. This sudden shift separated the spirit from Sayaka as if the cord had been cut on a kite. If you're going to take anyone, Naho, take me! I'm off after school today, what do you say, huh? Huh? That's fine, I guess. Alright! Scored a date with Naho! Alright. Sayaka hugged me excitedly, and I was overjoyed. It's always nice knowing how much other people really care about you. But then for a brief moment, my eyes locked with those of the little girl's spirit floating in the air, and that's all it took. Crap. The spirit was quicker to act than I was to realize what I'd done. By the time I had, it was too late. She was already within me. Instantly, my stomach emptied. I was intensely, massively hungry. The hungriest I'd ever been. Actually, Sayaka, sorry, but let's hold off on that date for a little. Huh? I absolutely have to eat that! I flew over to Sayaka's chair and threw open one of the stacked boxes. Jackpot! It was full of custard-filled cream puffs. I grabbed one and just shoved it into my mouth with absolutely no regard for mess or manners. The rich custard melted into my mouth and the light, delicate aroma filled my nostrils. But rather than sating my appetite, this delicious temptation only made it stronger. So good! Oh dear, looks like your spirit has found its way into Naho now. What? Oh wow, you're right. Naho, are you okay? I had neither the time nor the desire to answer her question. I was too busy moving my hands and mouth, either eating sweets or formulating a game plan to eat further sweets more efficiently, but I couldn't exactly leave her hanging. I'm fine. After every bite, the girl possessing me expressed pure, absolute gratitude. I heard whispers from her to the effect of, "I'm so happy and thank you so much," and I immediately realized this could be a real problem. I totally get why Sayaka felt sympathy for this girl. The desire to continue eating, no matter what, made the spirit every girl's worst enemy. And the worst part was, you just couldn't say no to her. She was too relatable. Rarely had I ever encountered a spirit who elicited such sympathy that its host would choose not to part with it. This eclair is amazing. You don't want any more, Sayaka? No, I'm full. Actually, wow, did I really eat this much? The number of open and empty boxes was either astounding or sickening, depending on your viewpoint. I can tell you were enjoying your food, Sayaka, by the unrestrained, unbridled passion with which you consumed it. You're almost certainly going to gain a little weight from the experience, and personally, I can't wait. I hope you'll allow me to touch your tummy and fill up that food, baby. No way! I'm much more comfortable being the toucher than the touchy. Really, Sayaka? Have you been holding back this whole time, then? It's okay, you know. You can touch me, pet me, or hug me all you want anytime. Nobody's talking about you! Oh. Inamaru was quickly knocked to the floor. Sayaka then ran right past him over to me. No! Don't eat another bite! I don't want you to get fat! Easier said than done. I just want to keep eating. I can't help it. No! No get these fatsies for you, please! I'm also a little concerned, but my hunger cannot be easily sated. My hands just wouldn't stop grabbing candies and sweets and desserts, one after another. I'll be glad to exercise that spirit for you, Sayaka, if you want. But I feel bad for her. Isn't there any other way? Well, I can just remove the spirit from her, but if we leave it be, it'll probably possess someone else. As long as it's not possessing Naho, I have a feeling Sayaka wouldn't mind that arrangement one bit. No, that's a problem all its own. I'm just not sure what I should do. Sayaka took a contemplative stance, holding her head in her hands as she attempted to suss out a possible solution to this problem. And it didn't take her long to brainstorm something. I know! How about we appease her so she can move on? So, let her continue to eat until she's satisfied. That's going to leave us in the same exact situation. Yeah, you and Sayanoki have both eaten a lot, but the spirit doesn't seem anywhere close to being appeased yet. I can't even imagine how much more you'll need to eat before she's... That's not quite what I mean. She died after buying some super fancy sweets but not being able to eat them, right? So if we can introduce her to something really hoity-toity that she's never eaten before, I'll bet that would be more than enough for her to rest in peace. I have heard and said the word hoity-toity twice already today, and technically I've said it 3 times now. Which is weird, because on average, I see it maybe 0.01 times every day. Oh, hey, that's a good idea. The spirit seemed to be in agreement as well. She was nodding furiously. Even she hadn't considered this plan previously, but she was clearly all aboard now. Were there any good high-end sweet shops nearby? I bought from nearly everyone in the area as a show of my love for Sayaka. Well, if none of that's doing the trick, then I guess we just need to find something even more delicious. Naho, can you think of anything? There's a cat cafe. Let's save that one for our date. Sayaka rejected my suggestion, not that it was particularly likely to appease the spirit anyway, since the true point of the cafe wasn't its sweets but its feline companions. Well, Naho, I guess that just means you and I are going to need to go out on that date after all. A ticket was handed to me, presented with a certain flair that suggested it must have been something special. Cafe Hortoth. That was the name, and the ticket also bore the date as well as a 5:30 p.m. timestamp. That's... Sayaka clearly recognized the significance of what I've just been handed. That's that sweet shop in front of the next station down the line. You know, the one you have to reserve seats at a year in advance? What? The piece of cake I'd been eating fell from my now agape mouth and crumbled onto the floor. I remembered hearing about this place during a TV feature. During its grand opening, the reservation line backed up pedestrian traffic throughout the station. Are we seriously talking that place? And your reservations are actually for today? Where'd you get these, Aiko? I confiscated them from someone who failed to become a customer of mine. Aiko said this in a coy, playful voice, clearly riding the waves of Sayaka's excitement. She continued in this manner, outlining her story in greater detail. I gave my client the requested information, but received not a single yen in compensation, and I've been unable to establish any contact since. That's just poor business, don't you think? So as a form of collateral, I collected that person's entire savings, along with anything else I could find that seemed to be of some worth. Their entire savings? Yes, that's right. And I found these tickets in the mix. I was thinking of selling them, but they're only good for today. And it's always nice to eat delicious food with the people one truly cares about from time to time. People you care about? Us? Of course. And you're all welcome to join, not just Naho, but you two as well, Sayaka and Haruyuki. What do you say? Are you sure? Of course. I'd love to build a better relationship with you all, and this seems like the perfect opportunity. You hear that, Naho? Come on, let's go! If you're going, then I'm going. I'll follow you to the ends of the earth, Sayaka, so take heart. I wasn't asking you! As Sayaka beat the ever-loving snot out of Inumaru again, I took this opportunity to glance over at Aiko and study her for any signs of ulterior motive. People you care about, huh? I don't remember ever even getting along with you. I'd known Aiko for a while, mostly just as a colleague in supernatural studies. I'd never gone out with her, nor even sat in and drunk tea with her, like I frequently would with Sayaka. My Naho, you look perturbed. Is something the matter? Aiko, what are you planning? I'm not planning anything but a good time. I just thought it might be nice to drink tea and make small talk. Chat about something other than spirit items for a change. Really? Really? Also, Naho? Suddenly, she was right next to me. And with her porcelain-like fingers, she lifted the strawberry from the shortcake I was eating. We're close friends, right? And it's normal for close friends to go out for tea after school, no? Close friends? Here, say, ah. Instinctively, I did open my mouth, at which point the strawberry was gently placed on my tongue and I found myself swallowing it without hesitation. Oh, Naho, you're so messy. You have whipped cream all over your mouth. She brought her finger up to my lips and wiped the cream from them. After which point, she stuck that same finger in her own mouth, savoring the secondhand cream she scored. It's so light and sweet. What the hell are you doing? Oh, I am melting! Two sexy ladies, feeding each other and sharing whipped cream. I would say they're 16, Sayaka, but so are you. Sayaka shrieked and held her nose, presumably to keep it from bleeding. Which did seem to be a real concern, given how red her face had gone. Thank you for that steamy scene. But no, I can't let it go on. Aiko, you're not to lay even one finger on Naho anymore. Sayaka? Sayaka burst between me and Aiko and hugged me with ferocious intensity. Her fresh citrus perfume tickled the inside of my nose as her supple breasts, roughly the same size as my own, because the artist of this game is very weird. Why do anime girls, like, fucking teenagers, they always draw them, like, just to be fucking horny bait? It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Like, is Naomi's design necessary? She wears the shortest fucking skirt known to man. And has, like, fucking, what? E-cups? It's absurd. It's so dumb. Anyways, pressed up against my face, which made it kind of hard to breathe for a moment. Anime. Sayaka, you're suffocating me. I'm sorry, Naho. But if I don't do this, Aiko's going to make you open up and say ah again. No, she won't. You two certainly do have a lovely relationship. You're making me jealous. Aiko's faux, pouty voice was only making matters worse with Sayaka, and I in turn was getting more and more fed up with the whole situation. Which is about when I realized that my body had grown lighter. I'm not possessed anymore. My concern over suffocating to death on Sayaka's boobs seemed to have diverted my attention away from all the delicious sweets. And sure enough, it only took a moment of scanning the area around me to see the spirit girl floating freely, looking a bit concerned. She seemed to be trying to decide between Aiko and Inumaru, the latter of whom was on the ground holding his stomach. Naturally, she chose to possess Inumaru this time. Whoa! I have a sudden craving for sugar! He quickly shot to his feet and ran full speed toward the remaining piles and boxes of candy and confectionaries. This is so good. Oh, I'm totally going to get fat from it, though, and that's really bad. But you'll love me even if I'm chunky, won't you, Sayaka? Naho, over here. You'll say ah for me too, right? Come on, open your mouth. Here comes the airplane. Sayaka, why don't we do this somewhere a little more private? Now, there's no need to worry about that, Naho. You're not that shy, are you? Come on. Huh? Didn't you hear my question, Sayaka? Oh, I get it. You want me to diet with you, don't you? Guess I'll have to go buy some workout clothes then. What would look good, I wonder? We're going to want to wear matching outfits, so... Just stop talking! You're only making things worse! Watching you all is so very entertaining. I'm not sure I'd ever get tired of it. Aw. And in this manner, the conversation evolved into pure anime tropes. Thanks! Thanks for pointing that out! Like, a little too late, remaining in such a state for the entire walk to Cafe Hortoff. Out of breath, we finally arrived at our destination only 5 minutes after the 5:30 reservation time. Fashionably late, some might say. Oh. What do you mean, save? Huh? Alright. Sure. How long is this fucking chapter then? Jesus. Do I end here? I feel like it's gonna be another 30-minute fucking slice of life scene, so I guess I might as well. I did not expect any of these chapters to be longer than that first one, because that first one had lore implications. The second one also did, but it wasn't that long. The third one was pretty long and it was all jokes, and this one's very long and it's all jokes. So I'm just gonna end the episode here. It's a good length anyways. It's not like I'm ending early. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys. If you liked it, then be sure to press the like button, and if you didn't like it, then fuck you too. Remember to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to stay up to date on all my videos and stuff. And as always, my name is Godzi, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye! Yeah.